ready for this Coral Glorious Stakes, Group 3, the 1.5-mile start, and they're away. Looks like William Buick might go forward on Arabian Crown with Candleford as they race up the hill in these very early stages. Meydaan is third on the outside of Ambiente Friendly, and Aasy, as ever in his races, he's held up in the early stages, held up at the back of the field. Candleford just taking over from Arabian Crown as they run right-handed. Ambiente Friendly just beginning to pull a little in third, followed by Meydaan, and then 2.5 lengths, 3 lengths back to Aasy in the hands of Jim Crowley. But it's Tom Marquand that leads the way on Aassy's stable companion Candleford. A half length to Arabian Crown and William Buick, Ambiente Friendly and Sean Bowen on the inside, and then another couple of lengths to Meydaan and Ryan Moore, and finally Aasy. Heading along the back straight, and Candleford from Arabian Crown. Ambiente Friendly continues to tug away in third, then follows Meydaan and Aasy under a tight rein in last place. Swinging a little left-hander, they're nearer the outside running rail, and now they're climbing on towards the 6 furlong marker in this 1.5-mile test. And it's Candleford that leads the way still to Arabian Crown in second. Ambiente Friendly's on the inside, weighted with still is Meydaan, as is Poker Face Jim on at Aasy at the back of the field, just waiting to play his hand. The horse can come through strongly at the finish. Turning right-handed at the top of the home run, and now a little downhill run towards the final right-hander, which will be about 4 furlongs from the finish, and it's Candleford from Arabian Crown. William Buick pulls his whip through, then Ambiente Friendly on the inside, Meydaan, and still no move from Aasy. Now they straighten up for the final 3.5 furlongs. It's Candleford, Arabian Crown, these two stride for stride. Ambiente Friendly in behind them. Meydaan is coming there strongly down the outside, full of running as William Buick goes for his whip on Arabian Crown. Aasy is about to be produced. Can he get through between Meydaan and Arabian Crown? It's a little bit tight as Meydaan now makes the best of his way home on the outside of Candleford, who's battling on well. Here comes Aasy, and what will he find now? It's Candleford on the far side of Meydaan. Aasy is charging down the outside. Last year's winner. Oh, he's going to win it again, and he's going to win it pretty comfortably. Drawing away, Aasy for Shadwell. William Haggas, Jim Crowley, and Aasy by 3.5 lengths to Meydaan, Candleford, Ambiente Friendly, and finally Arabian Crown.
Aasy very much on a going day, and he made that look very easy as he did last year, and he wins for William Haggas back-to-back successes in the Group 3 Glorious Stakes. Jim Crowley again on board. In second is Meydaan. He's put up another good effort here at Goodwood. Ryan Moore riding for the first time for the Crisfords, and back in third, the long-time leader, the stablemate of the winner, that is Candleford for Tom Marquand. Then Ambiente Friendly, then Arabian Crown. 13-8, you should have trusted him, James.
Aye, fair play. He's 11 from 26. For horse with strike rate, I am being very harsh. It's just sometimes races do not play to his strengths. I think it was handy that Candleford was a stablemate. So William was going to say to Tom, don't go too slow out in the front. Then he had Ambiente Friendly all over the back of Candleford as well, meaning that I think the pace was solid enough for Aasy to cruise into contention. He had the battle today. He has had the find under Jim Crowley, and he's done that. It wasn't a strong Group 3. He was giving away the £3. And again, a great advert to the Haggases, because he's 8 years old. He retains so much ability, and he's actually powered away quite nicely in the end. The disappointment out the picture now. He's Arabian Crown, and I'm afraid that's probably the last time I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I think it was also helpful that Arabian Crown loomed up, not long, but just for a bit, that Meydaan also loomed up, and that Aasy was able to then tackle them after all of those things has happened. I think that really helps him.
Absolutely. I think Jim would have been absolutely delighted seeing everyone try to make their move, and he could just keep filling Aasy up. He actually came under pressure, I thought, when the pace really quickened. We'll be able to see that in a bit, and then he came good again, which is something we do see with this horse. But Candleford, as James was saying, just went nice even tempo, was going to make it a proper test at the 1.5 miles today. The one that is, I think that is the last chance for me as well, is the Arabian Crown. I mean, he's really performed much below his best, and he's a real headache.
Yeah, he's bombed out. We can't now make the ground excuse. I can't even fashion the distance excuse as well, because it's far too far out. The other one that's still causing problems, James, is Ambiente Friendly. The net hasn't worked.
Yeah. he's controllable. Whether if Candleford wasn't there as a break, he would have taken off. But Sean Bowen sat quietly, as James Owen suggested to you yesterday that he would. He hasn't been able to drop him right out the back and have nothing in behind him, which might just help him relax a little bit more when there's no horse winding him up. But he's just making life very difficult. The longer he waits since being gelded, it does take 8 weeks or so for the testosterone to completely leave the system. So he might get better as the season wears on, but he's just such a tricky character. He's one certainly that's got James Owen head scratching a bit on how to get the best out of him.
At this point, I'd have thought that Tom Arcon would have been feeling pretty happy, Jim Crowley pretty happy. The only one that was having a problem was Sean.
Yeah, absolutely. Tom's managed to just take a little bit of a pull up the hill and just get a breather into them before they turn around into the home straight and roll back down. Aasy travelling nicely. Meydaan back here at Goodwood. I think, Lydia, they're going to have to just campaign him every race at Goodwood. I mean, he performs so much better here than anywhere else on whatever ground he's come up against. So it is definitely a track thing, I feel, for Meydaan. Just here that Tom Marquand just gives Candleford an inch of rain and starts to really let them roll. And you can see Arabian Crown pretty instantly comes under pressure.
There's a bit at the top as well where I thought that William Buick wasn't entirely happy with Arabian Crown.
He's just there, sorry, the Arabian Crown obviously properly under pressure, but Jim gave Aasy a squeeze, but he did come good quite quickly. But yeah, I agree. William, he looked happy to a point when they were going that sort of cruise, and as soon as there was any pressure applied, warning signs were there quite early. But
yeah, he had the easier ground, but I suppose the flip side is it's an undulating track here at Goodwood, and if he has got slight physical issues that he hasn't really recovered 100% from as a 3-year-old, maybe that's found him out, because he really has found nothing for pressure this afternoon.
Yeah, he's a horse that sadly just hasn't recovered from what was ailing him, the problems that he had in his 3-year-old career after that exciting start in a classic trial. It's a shame. So here's the head on, and you see Jim Crowley just waiting with Aasy, and he'll just angle round Meydaan. And it's quite comfortable in there. I mean, I have seen Aasy battle, properly battle. This, he was asked. He didn't just cruise through it, as can be the case. This was just straightforward. He's just better than these.
Yeah, and before the race, we knew he was better. It was just whether a scenario would play out that really wouldn't play to his strengths. And in the end, they've gone just about fast enough. The FSP is 112%, so it wasn't a strongly run contest by any stretch, but he has got that class. He's a remarkable 8-year-old. It's great to see these old horses remain in training and remain peak enthusiasm. He's rated 114, giving away the £3 penalty and treated him with disdain, really. Yeah,
your point about the Haggas team as well. Candleford 7, Aasy 8, Hamish, is he 9?
I think he's 9.
Yeah, I think he is too. It's a tremendous advert for them, isn't it? The way in which they keep those horses going and maintain their enthusiasm. Yeah, and keep them going at this level as well. It's unbelievable, really. I mean, at Group 3 level, Aasy is so dangerous and he has to be feared. It's just, you never can quite trust him. The day you think he's an absolute certainty is the day he doesn't quite put it together, but he is so tender. I can't help but think he's such a cool horse. Jim loves riding him, and now they've built up such a good relationship. I think Jim has enough trust to just sit and sit and sit and sit again, and really pounce as late as possible. But look, that was a lovely performance, back on track, and yeah, he's an admirable horse. And I mean, look how happy they are. William Haggas beaming down there. You just can't help but love him. And I wonder, will he be back again as a 9-year-old? They can do it. So I'd hope so. Why not? While he's in this kind of mood and thriving. It's good to see Shaker Hissa there as well, enjoying Aasy winning in the winner's enclosure.
And the man who had the joy, the pleasure of riding Aasy today, Jim Crowley. Look at the smile on that face. He does do that to us. He brings a smile out in our face when we see him go through the races like that.
He's been brilliant, and I was just saying to Richard Hills, I never thought I'd be saying that a few years ago when he let me down in the coronation that day, and I was thinking, oh no. But he's a horse who we've learned likes to come with a run. He loves getting in trouble.
Yeah.
He's just clearly, if you pull him to the outside with 4 to run, he won't go, and it worked out well today. He seems to like small fields and he can dominate them, and William and Maureen have done a great job keeping the longevity with him, and he's becoming a real joy to ride.
Yeah, William was just talking about the fact that if you ran him in a Group 1, let's say he won a Group 1 on the continent, etc., he'll be saddled with a Group 1 penalty. So this is the level that he will continue at. I mean, how long do you foresee, being the man on board, that he can carry on doing this?
Well, I think Ivana's Pace won a Group 1 age 10. So he doesn't race very often. William Mooring do a great job keeping him sound, and wouldn't it be lovely if he came back next year as a 9-year-old and was able to win races like this?
It would be lovely. Also chatting to William about, he's got Hamish, he had Candleford and Aasy, 7, 8, 9-year-olds. From a rider's perspective, what do you think is the key to the longevity of these horses?
Obviously keeping them sweet, not over racing them, not overtraining them probably is the big key, and hence why he's still around at this age, and he's been a relatively sound horse, and as you just named with the other horses, they do a great job with keeping them going.
And of course, you've ridden so many great horses in these celts. Of course, you rode Baid for William. But what sort of comparison and affection do you have for, say, a Baid in comparison to a horse like this?
It's funny. Someone asked me this question the other day, and I've got a lot of affection for this horse because every year he turns up, wins his 2 or 3. And Mr. Michael Stout used to have a lovely horse called Moustachery,
yes,
who I was very, very fond of. And horses like that who keep coming back every year. People see it with the National Hunt horses. And it's lovely when the flat horse can come back and people can get attached to them, and it'd be great if he can come back next year.
Well, let's hope so. We love them. Well done, Jim.
Thank you very much.
I'm sure William Haggas, like many of us, will be absolutely over the moon with another smooth performance from Aasy. He does what he does.
He's terrific, isn't he? He's a fabulous horse. He's pretty reliable in this grade when things set up like that.
The way the race unfolded, and I could hear in commentary, Simon Holt was saying waiting for a run, horse leans across him, kind of works in his favour, doesn't it?
Yeah, he likes that. They didn't go very fast today, and he usually likes a stronger pace, then they slow down a bit. But they picked up well up the straight, but he still found a gear, and he actually ran on strongly today. Usually he wins by half a length or a neck, but he's been called some names in the past, and I wish people would respect him for what he is. He is a very talented horse, just needs to be ridden. You need to wait and wait and wait. And if you remember the race last year where he crept through on the rail, that was a sort of perfect race. Now that wasn't going to happen today, but I think he enjoyed a bit of cutting the ground today as well.
I remember when he ran in the Coronation Cup, and obviously he went very close, and the disappointment of him not winning that Group 1 was etched on your face. Would you give him another go? I know he's older. Would you give him another go in a Group 1, or you stick to this level?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't put him in a Group 1 race. We think at 8 years old this is his level. But listed Group 3 races, maybe the odd Group 2, are fine for him. He's a useful horse.
And when we talk about affection and how horses endear themselves to people over the years, just on a personal level, how has he endeared himself to you? What affection and respect do you have for him?
He's a very strong traveller, so you can imagine at home, when we don't get them off the bridle, he looks like Nijinsky every time, and he's so reliable at home. So, he's caught the eye, catches the eye every morning, so he's been a joy for us, and he's a beautiful horse.
I heard Lydia James and Meydaan talking about the fact that you've got him, Candleford 7, 8, Hamish is 9.
Yeah.
What's the key to that?
Don't overdo them when they're young, and don't run them on ground which doesn't suit them. I don't know what it is, but they seem to enjoy it. So, and they still run. I mean, Hamish, if we could only get him on the track again, we've got to sort of look after them, not run them on ground that doesn't suit them, and keep them in the right grade. You see, if they win a Group 1, let's say he went to Germany this horse and won a Group 1, he'd be saddled with a Group 1 penalty. These listed in Group 3 races might not be able to run him, so he's fine doing what he's doing.
And long may it continue. William, well done.
Very much, Rishi. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.